Hey guys, welcome back to another commentary with Perfect. I'm going to do a quick live commentary. I haven't done one of these in a pretty long time, so here we go. This is my buddy TheGoldenBoy, who is better known as Riley on the Salvation forums. He does a lot of work with the primer guides and also the main thread that is at the very top of the Salvation forums. He's a really cool guy. He mostly plays Captain Sisay decks. His primer is one of the best well-known ones on the forum right now. So go check him out. He's a really nice guy. And we have Finch69. I played this guy a few times recently in the last couple days. He's been mostly playing Griselbrand. I don't know, not much to say about him. He's a nice guy. He's French, I'm pretty sure. So let's just look at what they're playing. Captain Sisay is normally a very combo-oriented deck. A lot of the times you're trying to get out Iona or Elish, Norn, and then with Captain via Loyal Retainers combo. You can do that either with Survival or with Captain Sisay herself. On the other side, Griselbrand decks revolve around just getting out Griselbrand as fast as possible, drawing 7 cards, refilling your hand, and then taking control over after that. A lot of these decks are control decks in my mind, but you can also play them different ways. So Riley's gotten a pretty quick start so far. 2 lands, Map, and Jorga, who's already powered up, which is really pretty strong. Finch follows up with a Dystopia. This is a great card. If you just watched my name video, this is one of the all-star cards in that deck. Makes your opponent sacrifice a green permanent, and basically you only have to pay a couple life. Normally I don't keep it out past, I don't know, 3 turns because of the cumulative upkeep, but it's still a great card. Really like it a lot. Good play here by TheGoldenBoy. He knows that Dystopia is going to make him sack Jorga, so in response he's going to snap for Map. My guess is he's going to probably just go find Savannah or maybe Gaia's Cradle. No, just goes for the plains. Okay. But Dystopia can really slow down games quite a bit. People don't really realize how strong this card is, especially with a lot of the green decks that are floating around there right now, like Dorn. It's really great in slowing down Dorn decks, because you remove all their mana dorks, and then eventually if you can get a removal on Dorn itself, then it's really hard for those decks to recover and recast him. So I've been playing it a lot in a name. I know it's really good in Griselbrand. Let's see what Finch is doing here. So Riley O-rings Dystopia. That's probably a fine play. Finch follows up with a Liliana. Not much to say here. This is a good card in this kind of deck because basically you're just ramping as hard as possible. Gives you good card advantage because you're going to get swamps, but it also gives you the opportunity to snipe their creatures while also giving yourself a possibility to 2-shot with Griselbrand to say if you have 7 swamps out. I like this card. I think it's an okay addition to the Griselbrand decks. I don't think it would play it in a lot of other decks, but that's okay. That's why Magic is so cool, and some cards work in certain decks and some cards don't. Riley's thinking what he's going to do here. He's got 4 mana. He can cast Captain Sisay if he wants. It's a little risky, however. You want to make sure that you don't immediately get your commander sniped a lot. Yep, and there he goes. He plays it safe. So he goes with the Steeler's Resolve, which is going to give all humans Shroud, which will protect Sisay, and also a few of his other creatures that are in the deck that I know he runs at least 3 or 4 other humans. It's a good turn for him. Means he'll be protected at least. Especially from stuff like Liliana, because what he could have done last turn was If he had played Liliana or Captain Sisay this turn, he would have gotten immediately sniped. So, good play on his part. He does have to be careful about Liliana ulting though. That is what will seal a game quickly. If you don't have an answer for a lot of these planeswalkers right now, or at least the best ones like Jace or Liliana for 3, or Garrick, you can really get plowed under basically, because they'll just give you super amounts of card advantage. Finch is playing a little slow, but that's okay. He also put out Eldritch Mystic. This is the new Mana Dork from M14. This card actually just went into my Doran deck recently. Just another Mana Dork, simple, but it's good in a lot of green decks that need ramp. Again, Finch goes for another +1 on Lily, and he gets the Thran, and basically now Griselbrand is at critical mass. He can cast him next turn. Riley hasn't really put any pressure onto Griselbrand, which is usually not good. You don't want to let a Griselbrand run rampant, basically. He's going to Tech Edge. He's basically just trying to slow him down, but at this point it's not going to matter. He's still going to have the 8 mana. He's got the 3 right here. 4, 5, 6, 7. And then off of another Lily casts, then he'll have the extra land, so we'll see. Not looking super great for Riley, but he has a lot of tricks in his deck that'll save him, I know. Let's see what Finch does here. So he does decide to go for the Griselbrand. It's not uncommon. Again, Griselbrand is probably one of the most broken creature cards in Magic right now. It's just so strong. The 7 life for 7 cards is just amazing ability. But then on top of that, you give him a flying lifelink, and I don't know. I personally, I've thought about bringing this up as a possible ban, but I don't know. It's really hard to get him out. You have to basically cheat him into play, or you need to have a ton of ramp. But once you get him on the field, he's just an all-star. He's absolutely a beater, but also can play defense, just everything you need in one card. Riley goes for Captain Sis's ability. I forgot to talk about this. Search your land for a legendary card. Really great card. I've seen it used in a few other decks, but it's mostly a niche commander. You can use it in Carador. I don't personally use it in Doran because I don't run too many good legends, but there's also some really cute things you can do. Like you can fetch legendary lands if you need mana fixing, or stuff like Jit can also win you games as well. Riley's taken quite a while on this think. I don't blame him here. There's a lot of possibilities. What's crazy about Griselbrand decks, I should talk a little bit more about the Griselbrand. So yeah, so he went for the I'm sorry, I'm gonna butcher this. Maya Hollow, which is a really good deck against aggro decks. This really slows me down with my Doran deck. What's great about Griselbrand decks is once you get that cast, you can instantly get his draw 7. But once you've already ramped, as you can see right now, we have 8 mana to use and 13 cards in hand. So there's just so many possibilities, and there's so many ways that you can shut your opponent down. Not to mention that Lily is about to ult. So let's look at this. Liliana has 6. So goes for the expedition map. Let's see what he's gonna get here. I'm curious. Meanwhile, last turn I'm sorry, I kind of was talking too much. Gaddock Teague is on the field, and he also dropped a Jit. Jit doesn't matter, whatever. I mean, it's not going to touch Gristle. Gaddock Teague is actually a big deal, however. This will stop a lot of the spells that Griselbrands want to be playing with. And we have a Cabal Coffers. So, at this point, Finch has just unlimited mana. He just popped Lily's ult, and so each swamp now taps for 4 black. So that's, what, 20 mana right there, including another 3 mana from Cabal itself. It's not good for Riley. $13 cards, and as you can see, we can't see what their cards are, but that's okay because we're about to find out. Finch taps 2 swamps for 8 black, and he's gonna play. Let's see what he does here. Just thinking about it. Yeah, so he's got 11 mana just off of those. And then another 12 mana coming from the rest of the swamps he hasn't caught. So he has 23 black mana to cast 13 cards. This is not good. Goes for Beseech the Queen. Basically just a tutor. Yeah. And Riley's right here. Teague will stop this, because the CMC on it would be 6 if you count the 2, 2, and 2 colorless, or the instead of the 1, 1, 1 black. They might argue about this for a little bit. Yeah. Unfortunately, Finch is incorrect in this situation, but that's okay. It's not a big deal. He goes for Geths. So sack, that's fine. Sack the Mana Dork. That's probably the correct play. He's probably got tons more removal in his hand, so it doesn't even matter here at this point. What else he got for us? Oh, another Lily, so another sack. Okay. Sacks the Captain Sisay, which basically tapped out just for a land. Goes for the Phyrexian Totem. This thing's okay. I don't know, it's just more mana ramp, and it also gives you an attacker in clutch situations. The only problem is whenever Totem is dealt damage, if it's a creature, sacrifice that many permanents. That can be a big deal. Finch swings with Gristle for 7. He's gonna get 7 life back. Yeah, and he's just gonna go for the extra draw. That's what I would have done. Finch goes for the sudden death, and that's a good game. Yep, not much that that Riley could have done there, but good live commentary just to get a little perspective of what other decks people are playing. I might upload another one in a little bit. Thanks again for watching. Talk to you guys later.